Hey everyone, we're live streaming right now and we're watching the sentence of Derek Chauvin. Okay, hang on. I'll let you see my face on this camera. Let me see if I can. Let me see. That's okay. Okay, good. We're watching the sentence. All right, we're seeing right now because we're watching right now that I can see there's crowds over there. The crowds are now at the courthouse, and they're reacting to the verdict since Derek Chauvin has been found guilty. Cannot believe it. Why are those people here? I thought they're not coming to the court protest since they've been found guilty. I mean, Derek was been found guilty. Since George died, the sentence will be resumed in a shortly.
Mary, thank you for being with us. Let's talk about those aggravating factors. Clearly, the Assistant Attorney General made it very clear this is not, in his view, a typical second-degree murder case. How important are these factors in determining the sentence?
They're extremely important, and I think the judge gave us a heads up about that.
Well,
he wrote a memo after he found 4 of the 5 aggravating factors that the Attorney General was looking for.
There's a picture of Rosa Parks right there.
Chauvin abused his position of trust as a peace officer, and he also wrote quite a bit about the particular cruelty that Chauvin inflicted upon George Floyd.
All right. So if they're in shortly, we'll be right back. All right, as you know earlier, we heard Gianna Floyd delivered a statement sentencing to Chauvin. Let's listen.
How do you hope that the world remembers him?
Well, they helped him because those mean people did something to him.
Yeah. If you could say anything to your daddy right now, what would it be?
It would be, I miss you and I love you.
I actually talked to a few people, and I wanted to know from the man himself why. What were you thinking?
Yeah, what was he
What
thinking?
was going through your head
Chauvin was a cruel man.
when you had your knee on my brother's neck? Why, when you knew that he posed no threat anymore?
That was some of the victim impact statements made during this session. Again, we're on a short break here. The judge now taking into consideration all he's
What was he
heard.
thinking to
We'll
putting
come back here
somebody's
shortly, and we will
knee
likely learn
at
the
their
sentence from
neck?
Derek Chauvin. NBC News legal analyst and former federal prosecutor Paul Butler is with us.
All right, we're going
Give me
back
your sense
again.
of what
People who have come out
All right,
today.
we're seeing right now the Floyd Square Memorial is still there. Take a look.
Also to remember the lives of
See that, everyone?
at the hands of police. I've been speaking with people out here, and just moments ago there were chants.
His memorial is still there.
For many people, a high sentence is closure for them. Of course, we don't.
This is where the place where George Floyd died before Derek Chauvin put his knee at his neck.
the officer that kneeled on George Floyd's neck
for nearly 9
seconds.
minutes.
The power of being in this location when they hear the verdict is something that they say can't be compared. So people are here with their cell phones out, waiting and hoping, they say, for a just verdict of 30 years, something they say will send a message to the nation.
Megan Fitzgerald at George Floyd Square for us as we all wait. Judge Cahill's still in chambers right now. We expect to see him again shortly in this sentencing will go forward. I want to bring in NBC legal analyst Danny Ceballos. Danny, I want to get your thoughts, but especially on hearing from former officer Chauvin's mother. What effect that may or may not have in your view.
It was definitely a very sympathetic moment for Derek Chauvin's mother, but it may not have played well
His mother.
for the judge because
Just like when he screams for his mama.
Someone get up and say how this sentence.
Oh wait, they're talking about Derek Chauvin's mother.
I'm losing a son. That's the kind of thing that judges might not take the right way because it's really about either remorse or the harm that was done to the victim.
And so what was Derek Chauvin thinking about somebody put their knee at their neck? What kind of person would ever do stuff like that? Huh? What kind? You can give me a live chat and you can tell me what kind of person they ever put their knee at their neck. I mean, what the heck? Does everyone put everyone's knee at their neck? I do not think so. So get your knees off our neck.
Danny, thank you very much. We'll ask you to continue standing by as we stand by and await the return of the judge and for this sentencing to go forward. We do want to note that we did hear from a former officer, Chauvin, near the end. First time we've heard any substantial words from him. Even so, he was a bit guarded, seeming to be acknowledging an appeals process. But here's what he said in the court.
This is how he said.
At this time, due to some additional legal matters at hand, I'm not able to give a full formal statement at this time.
I know you guys can hear it, but give me a live chat if you do hear it, since I got the volume on.
There's going to be some other information in the future that would be of interest, and I hope some peace of mind. Thank you.
And again, Derek Chauvin in the courtroom just a few minutes ago before the judge retired to consider what he's heard this early part of the day and announce his final sentence against Chauvin. We want to go to Jonathan Capehart now, opinion writer for the Washington Post, host of MSNBC's The Sunday Show with Jonathan Capehart. He joins us now. What are your thoughts on what we heard from Chauvin and his offer of condolences to the family?
Well, one, Lester, is interesting to hear his voice since he did not take the stand in his own defense.
All right, we'll be waiting for the judge that they will return.
Condolences to the
section.
Whoa! Everyone, look at that. They have this says the neo-Nazis. That means that they're calling the police white officers pigs and bacons. They they called the police that they're calling them pigs. I do agree they are pigs. Police are pigs, everyone. Yeah, definitely are pigs.
I understand when you have a child, you want to back them no matter what, when they're wrongs and their rights and what they do. I just don't have.
We still got three trials left. Three other officers are who killed aiding and abetting murder of George Floyd. It's going to happen in August 23rd, and in August 18th we have a case of Ahmaud Arbery. Then in December, Dalte Wright. And December 3rd, Dalte Wright's trial. I hope those three other officers they are going to be found guilty. Convict those three officers who are aiding and abetting murder to George Floyd.
Ultimately what it comes down to.
There's people protesting over there right now.
Just being here with the community just makes it all
Oh
better
my
because
God.
during that day I couldn't, and a lot of people couldn't take in yet that moment when you heard that yes and all those cheers going on. It's like yes, okay.
Yeah, and I do believe the Ku Klux Klan are pigs as well. They are pigs, definitely pigs. We'll be right back.
Away from you.
Okay, the judge is back. Let's listen.
Not just the people who were in the courtroom here, but also those who provided written statements, both from the Floyd family and the defendant's family. I've read all the impact statements that were submitted earlier and listened carefully to all the input here today. And it is truly appreciated that you took the time to stay with this case and to provide me with input. I have reviewed the pre-sentence investigation and carefully considered all the facts of the case and the law. But my comments are actually going to be very brief because most of it's going to be in writing. I have a 22-page memorandum that is going to be attached to the sentencing order. And why am I doing it in writing? To emphasize the fact that determining the appropriate sentence in any case, and in this case, is a legal analysis. It's applying the rule of law to the facts of an individual and specific case. And that is why, as opposed to trying to being profound here on the record, I prefer that you read the legal analysis that explains how I determine the sentence in this case. What the case is, or what the sentence is not based on, is emotion or sympathy. But at the same time, I want to acknowledge the deep and tremendous pain that all the families are feeling, especially the Floyd family. You have our sympathies. And I acknowledge and hear the pain that you are feeling. I acknowledge the pain not only of those in this courtroom, but the Floyd family who are outside this courtroom and other members of the community. It has been painful throughout Hennepin County, throughout the state of Minnesota, and even the country. But most importantly, we need to recognize the pain of the Floyd family. I'm not going to attempt to be profound or clever because it's not the appropriate time. I'm not basing my sentence also on public opinion. I am not basing it on any attempt to send any messages. A trial court judge, the job of a trial court judge is to apply the law to specific facts and to deal with individual cases. And so, Mr. Chauvin, as to count one, based on the verdict of the jury, finding guilty of unintentional second-degree murder while committing a felony under Minnesota Statute 609.19 subdivision 2 paren 1, it is the judgment of the court that you now stand convicted of that offense. Pursuant to Minnesota Statute section 60904, counts 2 and 3 will remain unadjudicated as they are lesser offenses of count 1. As sentence for count 1, the court commits you to the custody of the Commissioner of Corrections for a period of 270 months. That's 270. That is a 10-year addition to the presumptive sentence of 150 months. This is based on your abuse of a position of trust and authority, and also the particular cruelty shown to George Floyd. You were granted credit for 199 days already served. Pay the mandatory surcharge of $78 to be paid from prison wages. You're prohibited from possessing firearms, ammunition, or explosives for the remainder of your life.
22.5 years for murder of George Floyd.
Register as a predatory offender as required by law. And you will receive a copy of the order and also the attached memorandum explaining the court's analysis. Anything further from the state?
This needs to be said. We just asked that it be executed forthwith.
Defendant is remanded to the custody of the sheriff to be transported back to the DOC or whichever custody is currently holding him. Anything from the defense?
All right, that's it.
All right. Thank you. We are adjourned.
And there he goes. There he goes.
The judge not reading his full sentencing memorandum and getting virtually right to the sentencing and sentencing Derek Chauvin, the former Minneapolis police officer, to 22 and a half years in prison. That is less than the maximum, but certainly far more than Chauvin and his attorneys were asking for. Let's go to Gabe Gutierrez right now, who is
22 and a half
across the street from the
years.
courthouse, where we've been watching a growing crowd.
You think you
Yeah,
could
I assume the
calculate
word is getting there now. What's
2
the
and a
reaction you're seeing?
half years? Like it's going to be taking 30 months. Hey, Thomas, what's up?
So it's just starting to spread through the crowd right now. It was quiet. People kind of taking it all in.
We're watching the sentence.
Process, and I'm trying to listen for some reaction now, but
Says right here. Hang on, let me turn this camera around.
Yeah, we're just listening to it. So 22 and a half years, the sentence handed down to Derek Chauvin. That is 10 years more than the recommended guidelines. We just heard what the judge had.
Well, we're streaming about the Derek Chauvin case since he's been convicted of murder of George Floyd.
I'm taking this as a win for my community right now. We needed this. It could have gone just so far left that there was no coming back. He said, that he's not doing.
All right, here it is. Here's what it
but
says.
He knew he really, really had to. It just had to be done this way, and I'm really thankful, so thankful for my community in the world and just showing that we can't go on like this. But I also take a second back to think about all the other people this has happened to with the knee on the neck since George Floyd. So I'm taking it this is a small victory right now, and I'm just so appreciative. But it's gonna take me a second to process it and be like, okay, you got 22 years for him. Now let's move forward with who has continued to do this after.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate talking to Lester. And I was just starting to.
There's people chanting over there.
Right before Derek came back and man, how are you? Yeah, they gave 22 and a half years, man. They just gave him. So the word is trickling out here, Lester. Man, what's your reaction?
Yeah, today's Friday. I'm about to do a live stream tonight on Friday Night SmackDown. I'm still impressed since Derek Chauvin has been found guilty. Wait, what's going on? What's going on?
Thank you very much. So Lester, again, we have a situation here where we're trying to get as much reaction as we can. And again, we're just starting to trickle out. The judge said the sentence first 6 months.
They're starting screaming. What's going on?
22 and a half years. Sir, the situation here, the sentence just had about 22 and a half years. We just spoke with this gentleman from Chicago. What's your reaction?
Guilty was served. I don't think that that's enough time to send a message that needs to be sent.
Yeah, you can. But you can only come to the stream, but no guest. All right, you can live chat only since you are my guest. Because I'm the host here. Since we're about to see the stream Friday Night SmackDown.
We did get a guilt, and then we did get time. But
whoa.
We just feel void today. It still feels void.
They should watch their mouth.
So Lester, again, some conflicting feelings here. Some folks,
all right.
You may be able to hear some of the timing. There's a bit of anger here that more certainly many people.
All right, we'll be right back after these before. I think that's it, right? Is that it?
It's 22 and a half years. That would put Mr. Chauvin at 67 when he is released from prison. Let's go to Paul Butler right now. Paul, is this in the neighborhood of where you thought the judge might come down in this case?
Is it like 67 years?
It's actually higher, Lester. The judge essentially threw the book at Mr. Chauvin. 22 years, that's a new
what the heck?
Minnesota. The only other officer to be convicted of
let me see about Court TV. I do have Court TV.
Years. So the judge said,
but I think, as we will see as we read that memorandum of law, that 22-page memo that he is attaching to the court record, we will see how he arrived so carefully at that finding.
Interesting to me that when the judge delivered.
What is going
Chauvin
on?
will not see the light of day for decades, and hopefully that will impact how other officers approach their jobs.
You think I should do a live stream too? Yeah, you can live stream since if you have StreamYard on your account.
That concludes our breaking news coverage of the sentencing of Derek Chauvin for the murder of George Floyd. We'll have much more, of course, when I see you back here for NBC Nightly News. For now, I'm Lester Holt.
Okay, that's it.
Good day, everyone.
All right, 22 and a half years in prison he'll take. Okay. All right. So, 22 and a half years in prison, everyone. Since Derek Chauvin deserves to go to jail. And if you like this stream, please make sure you subscribe and drop a like and comment below when my stream ends. All right? Subscribe my channel, drop a like, and comment below. And see you tonight, later, on WWE Friday Night SmackDown on Fox. Good day, everyone, and see you later tonight. Okay, one more live chat if I do.
19 years on the service, that he had achieved various honors and commendations and achieved high scores on his reviews and so forth. But